Yeah.
Hi guys, it got on the screen. I wasn't meaning to do that. Hi guys.
Hello, hello.
How's everyone doing?
Is everyone getting ready for Thanksgiving?
Taking in caffeine to stay awake and chipper, even though I don't feel like I really need that much help with staying awake and being chipper because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. It's probably one of my favoriteest holidays ever. So we've got Darren's already in here. What up, Darren, my friend? Before Thanksgiving talk, does page wire work for goats, or do we need something higher with tighter holes?
I'm not familiar
With page wire. I will have to look at page wire.
Is it like the
Like, what are the
Premier
dimensions?
One?
Hello, Margie, Jacob. Hello. I
I
love
will
that.
say, I think you said they were looking at French Alpines, right?
Yes, they're looking at
And they're a
French
little bit
Alpines.
bigger,
They are
and
a
they
little bit
can
bigger.
jump. So
Yeah, well, Nigerians can jump too.
yeah, but at least they're shorter.
Yeah,
so they have a
but
little more distance.
yeah,
to
Alpines
go.
can definitely jump.
But-
Dimension on holes, I will have to look up page wire.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that. I know that like our welded wire is what, like a 2 or 3 inch by 3 inch?
Yeah.
Is it? And that's enough to keep Nigerians in. It's underneath the board fences or old rusty fences that they will find ways to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But like Mark's right, Alpines will jump. Our boar goats
can.
would jump, like soar over fences. It was
But it's funny. It's not
quite
every
insane.
goat. It's like the ones that have a desire to get out
Yeah.
will be more.
Yeah. But they will teach your other goats.
Yeah.
So it's better if you have like one in your herd that's definitely going to be crazy and it keeps getting out. You need to deter that one first.
Yep,
because it's going to teach the rest of your herd how to get out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hello, Joe Mama. Hello, just popping in for a minute. Busy getting our meal together for tomorrow. Well, I'm just glad you're here with us, Joe Mama. I have canning questions for you. I'm going to message you on Facebook because I appreciated your comment and it made me have some questions, but I didn't want to bother anybody before Thanksgiving because everybody's going to be all cooked out in the kitchen before tomorrow's over. So I will hold off on that.
He said bigger holes might be 6 inch by 4 inch.
Ooh.
For the kids, that might be.
Kids will definitely be able to get out of that. If they can get their head through or like the tips of their shoulder, boy, they're going to snake right through.
That's the problem with the kids. Until they get bigger, their body's sort of the same diameter as their heads. So
yeah.
they sort of slither through things.
Kind of made out of rubber. Yeah. They'll just like slither right through things.
So if it had something with smaller holes towards the bottom, I'd say you'd be fine with 6 to 4 inches if you go up a couple feet. Like Ashley said, we have like little 2 by 3 inch wire fencing around the bottom of our boards. How high would you say that is? Maybe like 18 inches.
We don't have wiring below the bottom of the boards.
Oh,
we have boards, and then we have like welded wire fence around the other.
Oh, the welded
wire. The boarded fence is only for like
up front for a little bit.
I did for a little bit because we didn't. Our boards were wide enough where kids were just going straight through. So I actually put like.
I forgot you took it down when we put up the extra board.
Yeah, I put up like garden netting. I like cut it or folded it in half and just stapled it up, which was fine unless you have horned goats.
I think you have some down there at the end though, don't you?
No.
Oh.
Well, those are all paneled. And well, he's right. I do have cattle panels down at the very end of my fence, and I did have to put chicken wire or like smaller welded wire over that, like at least about a foot tall to keep them in. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that because my weed eater line got caught on it and pulled out my weed eater line, and I had to go
It's funny how things like that make us remember small details like that. When it causes us discomfort or distress, we're just like,
Haas, he's in here.
Hello, Haas.
You getting ready for Christmas season? I'm sure right around Thanksgiving or shortly after.
Are you like booked up like right out like Friday right out the gate? Because like we've already got so many things for Christmas that we've got planned. It's kind of crazy.
Last picture I saw of him too. His hair was like
really white.
It turned out well.
I know.
It's amazing all the shades they can go through.
Oh, Margie, thank you. I get to wear my hat. I was telling Mark you did such a good job on our hats. He likes his snug, so he's wearing like a snugger one, and I like slouch hats, so like I can make this one slouch. I wore it out today, and I was like, man, this is so comfy. And it's got really freaking cold this week.
Yeah,
it got really cold this week. And it's going to be really cold pretty much the rest of the year.
Yep, it's about that time. Although November has been a little bit colder than usual for us, so
yeah.
Already a couple of heavy frosts.
Yeah, we have had a couple of heavy frosts. I don't like to say that it's officially winter, but for livestock enthusiasts or anybody that's involved in like livestock husbandry, the moment that the water troughs start freezing over, it's winter. Yeah. And mine have been frozen over every morning for about the last week. So I really need to break out like the trough warmers and the extension cords and all of that good stuff and start dragging hoses
Even though we
inside.
knew it was coming, it still snuck up on us. Always
I
does
know
every year.
it does. But Indiana's bipolar. I mean, anything in the Ohio Valley, we can go from like 80 to well below freezing, like in 24 hours. It's easy to do here.
What was it? Last week we had like the weekend was super cold, and I think midweek it hit 60s.
Yeah, it hit the 60s.
The next day actually dropped down to like high 40s again. It was nuts.
It was like we're gonna get sick. So we're blessed with high pollen and mold counts. Hello, Patty. And all kinds of allergens, and then we've got the fluctuation in weather, like as seasonal changes. So it's fantastic.
I want to see what Santa's up there. He said, "I've doubled my gigs from last year already. Tonight we're going to set up our tree." Ashley was already cleaning up the house a bit. She likes to do a good thorough cleaning before putting up the decorations. So she was doing that before the live, and she may be putting them up this weekend.
I'm going to put them up maybe tomorrow night or Friday.
We've broken her in a bit. She used to wait.
I used to wait till after Thanksgiving, and this year I actually wanted to put it up last week, but so Joe is in this transitional period with
Fairview.
us. Hello, Fairview. How are you? Yes, Joe Mama. It got so cold. So sick of it already.
Yep.
But Joe's in this transitional period of like she likes to tell us she's almost an adult. I'm like, no, you're not. She's like, well, I'm a tween. And she is a tween. She's 12. So she's like to the point where she doesn't want any of her toys anymore. But I paid good money for her toys, and her relatives paid really good money for her toys. And I decided I was going to start eBay selling these toys. And it has consumed my life for almost 2 weeks. The table we're on was full of toys, toy dinosaurs, toy horses, toy anything, and U.S. Postal Service boxes, the priority boxes. It has consumed me, but I think I've only got one more round to post, and after that, I'm like, I'm done. It's Facebook Marketplace or off to Goodwill to let someone else enjoy it at a lower price. I don't care because it's wearing me out.
Patty said, "Feels weird. I don't have to think about decorating anything this year."
Oh,
well, that's a little bit of a burden off your shoulders.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see like that both good and bad because I'd be like, crap, I want to decorate, but it's really nice not to have to feel like that burden of like you need to decorate something.
I'll be honest, we do more inside decorating than outdoor. We don't really do a lot,
which
we're off the road, so
ones.
It's not really worth it too much to.
I did get a blow up farm thing last year though.
Yeah.
So I put that up, and I'll be putting up more things hopefully outside. After I left him up on the roof one year putting up Christmas lights, he's never volunteered to put up the Christmas lights ever again. Yeah. I left him up there for a couple of hours. I just, I figured if you got up there, you could get down by yourself.
Yeah, I think she liked the alone time.
I was putting up Christmas decorations in here, and it consumes me.
It's like
and I
when
put
you're
on
a
the
kid,
music.
when your parents like kick you out and like lock the door. That's pretty much what I got.
You only come in when I call you back in.
I said I'm down to keep it up year round, but with family time so limited after Thanksgiving, we wanted to get it up when we could.
Yeah,
totally understand.
I don't blame you. And then Darren says, you guys have to move your Thanksgiving to October like we do, easier for the Yule Christmas transition. See, Mark was like, is Darren really having a live on Thanksgiving? I'm like, honey, he's a Canadian. They already had it like a month ago. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, Canada has Thanksgiving. Yeah. Complete. And the only reason I know that is because I follow Sandy Brock at Sheepishly Me. She's a Canadian sheep farmer. I love her. She's fantastic. I keep scratching you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to try to make that live though, for sure. Yeah. If we're not in a coma. Because there's a chance that we're going to come home and feel terrible after stuffing ourselves.
So Jemima said, I've got some toys boxed up the basement for my daughter, and she's 34. Oh, that's cool.
She'll like that, though.
Some of those toys are probably popular again now.
There were some that I'd kept for Josie, and like I'm surprised because now they're vintage. So I was surprised. I'm like, dang, I should have sold these earlier.
They celebrate both because his wife's from up there.
Oh, I forgot that Hannah's from up in the beyond in the north.
Brenda Baker, hello.
Hello, Brenda Baker. Hi, guys. Please, yes, Brenda, looking out for us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
2 likes and 9 in the chat. Get it together, guys. Go. Then Sweeney's Creek is in here. Hello, hey. Steve. Yes. Nice matching beanies that our wonderful mod Margie made and sent to us.
Yep.
Super warm and super comfortable. We love them, and they're camouflage, so it's even better.
Come with scarves.
They did come with scarves.
We use them more outside than inside.
And I try not to wear it too much because I trash things that I take outside because it means they're going to go in the barn. And if they go in the barn, then it's done for. It's just gonna
We
get
try to
ruined
buy
somehow.
things and say they're not barn attire, but then they always end up going out to the barn because it's like you always have to like run out there in a pinch.
We do, and he always tells me, he's like, remember, you've got your good pants.
Yeah.
And he turns around, and the next thing he looks out, and I'm out in the field with goats, like picking them up and carrying them around.
I'm the same way, so can't say much.
Joe Mama says, I figure I can give them to my granddaughter in a few. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Some of the toys my mom kept for me that was for the same reason, and Joe loved them. Loved them.
And like stuff like Ashley has briars, which are cool to put up on the walls that like decor,
Breyer
so
model
we have
horses.
shelves with them on it and stuff. So
And I had a ton of Jurassic Park toys, which with now like Jurassic World Dominion getting ready to come out like in June, like that's all the rage right now. Like online, that stuff is selling really, really well. I don't want to talk about eBay. It gives me nightmares.
That's probably where your fascination with dinosaurs was.
I've loved dinosaurs since I was little.
Yeah, like on our entertainment TV stand, like we were down in, where was that? Was that Gallenberg we found that small?
Yeah, no, it was Nashville.
It's like a replica one.
It was Nashville.
It's like a full saber-tooth.
It's a Smilodon. If we're gonna get really,
well, it's not saber-tooth.
Well, saber-tooth is a Smilodon. That's its scientific.
We'll just call it a saber-tooth.
Yeah, I totally nerd out
over
dinosaur
teeth,
stuff. Yeah, 100%. I think that's why I like the big turkeys, because I'm like, oh, it's like having like relatives of the dinosaurs in the back, and they're really annoying, but they're pretty cool. So before we get any further, guys, in with this, make sure that you're dropping us a like, but I need everybody's participation in the chat right now. I need you guys to tell me either, number one, what you are thankful for, or number two, what is your favorite dish at Thanksgiving? Light them up in the chat. I need to know this. So Darren says, I have to change out of my mulberry brand uniform during workout sites. Because a little dirt does hurt.
So yeah, with the cattle, that one picture you have
with
it.
All right.
So,
I mean,
it'll be fine.
It'll be all right. Yeah. Yeah. See, Margie's in there. She's like, we're still missing some. Green bean casserole, huh?
My mom makes that, and I like it. You're not a fan. It's not one of her favorites.
I will try it again this year. Maybe I'll like it. I found this year for some reason, I don't know if my taste buds are dying or I'm just not as picky, but I'll eat a lot more things.
She doesn't like the real creamy stuff. It's almost like a similar texture to chicken dumplings, which she does not eat at all. Her mom makes good chicken dumplings, and she does not take part of.
It just.
Joe Mama said, I'm thankful for my husband is still alive and with me still.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm thankful for that too sometimes.
Even though you leave me on the roof.
I did not mean to leave you on the roof.
Brenda Baker said family and YouTube friends.
Oh.
And then she likes
dressing. How awesome. Then Patty says, thankful for the good, solid church family I have. It is really nice when you have people that you can like fall back on.
We have a good church family too.
Yeah. And
we like them.
So we're pretty involved with our church. Mark gets up every Sunday and he takes prayer requests. And then I also get up every Sunday and I do testimonies.
And start singing recently.
I did start singing recently. And it's been both awesome and both nerve-wracking, because the shower is a great place to sing. But I mean, singing in front of people, especially because like a lot of them are like, do you have a song you want to sing? I'm like, oh, sure. But then I've been practicing here because I want to make sure that I sound good. And Joe will come out of her room. She's like, do you have to sing so loud? I'm like, I'm trying to learn to project from my diaphragm, so I'm not out of breath on some of these songs. So
Margie says, I am thankful for my partner still being here, and my favorite is the turkey.
Turkey is good.
Turkey
is good.
I'm a fan of turkey.
So Darren says, thankful for Brigitte. Oh. Got to be the turkey gravy with mashed potatoes. Mashed taters.
Mashed potatoes are funny too, because like so many different people make them different ways.
Yeah, but I love them always.
Like her mom makes them real creamy and smooth, and my mom's is a little chunky, thicker. And I like both of them. I sometimes like when they have different textures, because I'm like, oh, it's just like never the same. Sometimes when they put the skin in too.
Yeah. Hello, Betty Randall. Hello, Crazy Life Homestead. Nice hat. Like them? Yeah. They're pretty cool.
Haas asked, do y'all make sugar cream pie? Nope.
No.
We stick with pretty much like
the traditional. Yeah. So like his family will have the pumpkin pie, But my mom this year tried some. She always has cherry
I think
cheesecake.
of that one she did. Was it like a razzleberry? It was like a weird one.
You
Remember,
had like a razzleberry one that she used to do, but she actually did like a pumpkin and cream cheesecake.
Yeah.
I didn't get to try it, but she said it was really good.
Yeah.
And
We
then
have
what else
a
do we
mix of
have?
all kinds of different desserts.
Oh, and then my mom and Josie made like lemon strudels together.
She makes pudding in the cloud.
Yeah, I make pudding in a cloud. Super easy. That's why I make it. So Joe Mama says favorite is turkey and gravy and cranberry salad. Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
You can sing for me anytime, Ashley Patty.
My
That's
mouth
what
is
you
full.
say until it happens.
Hello, me and you, Acres.
Hello,
Loving the
Angie.
hats.
How are you?
And
Thank
lots of compliments on
you.
the hats.
Are you
I'll
sure
say-
y'all are Hoosiers? Yes,
Yeah,
Hoss.
as far as what my driver's license says. So.
Maybe I will make one and we'll try it on a live or something.
Yeah, remember me and Chad had that one at the fair. It was like a
Did you?
it was like a dumpling style or whatever. It was like a, what do you call it? Like a turnover style, but it had the sugar cream filling. Remember?
I don't remember.
But it was like so much sugar. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like it nearly put me.
The
in a
moment
coma.
he says dumpling style, I'm like,
It wasn't a dumpling style. It was more like
it just I'm like,
turnover
ooh.
it was like filled with it.
Oh,
Steve
Lord.
said we love roast. What is it?
Roast leg of lamb.
Moved around on me. The skin gets salted and herbs like garlic, oregano, and basil. And it goes all crispy, served with roast spuds, potatoes, pumpkin, and corn with a gravy made from hand juices. That sounds
amazing.
Yeah. My mouth is already watering.
Oh, that makes me so hungry.
Southern Sandy says, I love the hot rolls and fruit salad.
Hot rolls, too.
Mhm.
Those are something like some people make them homemade and then other people buy different brands.
With some butter. And
yeah, so like some people like butter them with different butters. Like one, we did like cinnamon butter that one year, didn't we? With our rolls. Oh my god.
Crazy Life said, knockoff copy of Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole. I've had
hash
that.
brown
That is
casserole
good.
is pretty good.
Cracker Barrel has some good down home.
Yes. You send me your grandma's recipe, Haas?
We'll try it.
Yes, do that because
I
I'd
like
love to
pie.
make it. Yeah, he loves pie. I'm not like I don't really like baked goods a whole lot, but you couldn't tell. But yeah, I've never been like a really big baked goods fan. So I think my favorite thing at Thanksgiving is always going to be like my mom makes mashed potatoes and she also makes like assorted vegetables with cheese. So like cheesy vegetables. And I love like just mashing them together into a slurry of potatoes and cheesy broccoli, corn, and cauliflower. It is so good. Like I love that. But for our Thanksgiving at my mom's house, we actually did it last Saturday, and we did more of like almost like a sweet Thai pork.
Yeah.
A sweet Thai pork. There was chicken and dumplings, barbecue chicken, no turkey. We just usually don't have turkey like in our house. They do though. So I get my turkey like fixed when I go to his mom's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
For sure. Joe Mama said, made pumpkin pie and apple cranberry caramel pie this year. Usually just cheating by Marie Calendar's
She
pies.
makes good pies though.
Yeah, that's where her mom's got some of her
She makes
pies.
good pies for just a quick heat up.
Okay, well,
Or her scalloped potatoes. Joe Mama, have you tried Marie Callender's scalloped potatoes?
yeah,
I love those. They go so good with like deer steak or fish or anything.
Yeah, they like them. It's like a cheese sauce and ham bits and everything else.
Yeah. Southern
Very
Sandy
good.
says those rolls cook up like homemade. They do. I know what you're talking about. I've had those before. They are like really good.
Mm-hmm. Everybody likes Steve.
I know. I know Steve's putting us to shame. He's like leg of lamb with all of the fixins. I'm like, oh my god, that sounds so good.
Darren said my mom would do those hot buns with a sugar butter coating on top. I remember us kids always lick the bottom of the buns before opening them and buttering them more.
It's so funny though, like Thanksgiving, like the meals, it's just weird like how food can bring back memories. Like food brings back a ton of memories for me, like at my grandma's house.
I'm bad for if somebody's like that, I'll start picking up the food.
Yeah. If we go and like I have to try to get him like right at the start time or a little after, because I know once we get there, if someone's not there, he's gonna get hangry and he's gonna start picking at the food.
I just grab little bites.
He will grab little bites, and I'm like, it's rude not to wait for everybody to get here.
Can't help it.
It happens. I mean,
when I'm hungry, it
definitely happens.
Haas said, I wish we weren't doing turkey. Brisket sounds much better.
Ooh, that does sound good.
That is a good swap.
That does sound good. I keep looking at smokers because I've been watching more videos of people smoking meats.
Yeah.
and stuff, and also like as a secondary way to
How
start
many,
preserving meat. But
turkey fryers do we have in here? I know that
yeah,
was
who
big
fries their turkeys?
because we actually were looking at a couple fryers that were on sale, and we were
Yeah.
thinking about it for the ducks. We
Yeah,
butchered out because they have a lot of fat
they're a
around
lot
them.
bigger and they're fatty.
Yeah, so I've read some things where they're
Mhm.
actually good to fry too. So
yeah.
we thought about trying that.
Chat's getting away
Braxton's
from me.
here.
Hello, Braxton.
Who's getting away from you?
The chat was getting away from me for a
They
second.
said chat was.
How are you doing, Braxton? What's going on, bud? How's the weather down there? You guys warm or you guys starting to get chilly?
Brenda said giblet gravy is the best. Not many has had it.
I've not had
Heard
giblet
of it,
gravy.
but I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, I've not had giblet gravy.
I think somewhere I was.
But I'm not a brave connoisseur of foods. So I would be like,
on my work call was talking about. I think it was oyster gravy or something like that.
oyster gravy. Were they from the Northeast?
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, that doesn't
staple
surprise
there. I don't know.
me.
But I thought it was weird.
Patty says, I made honey bread rolls for Thanksgiving usually. One of those family recipes makes a lot of the other goodies like sticky buns and cinnamon bread.
Oh, man.
I do like sticky buns and cinnamon bread though. Like
our family
really
loves
like
cinnamon, so
yeah,
it's cinnamon brown sugar. So if it has cinnamon on it, it'll get hit.
It's gonna go
at our
fast.
house. Yeah. Steve said turkey is not an overly popular meat here in Australia. Varies from house to house, but usually Aussies don't eat much turkey. I would only have it once a year tops. I reckon I haven't had turkey in 5 years.
Really? So why is that? Is it just because there's other?
Have any wild turkeys around?
I'm sure they probably have. If they don't, they probably have an equivalent. I'm sure.
By the way,
smoker.
Steve, you still got me hooked on that guy that runs around and hunts those wild hogs.
I know he's
shocking.
Crazy. Oh my god!
He pops up on YouTube. We always
oh my gosh, we were watching him the other day. And we're like, this guy is nuts.
Oh, he's wild.
Hilarious, but nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mama says you must get a smoker. You won't regret it. I've really been thinking about it, Joe Mama, like a lot. Then Haas says make one out of Cobb. Also, frying is the only way to do it.
I will say frying makes things pretty juicy.
It does. Anything fried is pretty scrumptious.
I'm sure each of you probably had a dried out turkey once in a while.
Yeah,
and frying makes it.
That's why you gotta have gravy or like the cheesy vegetables or mashed potatoes to kind of dab in there. What's your favorite food? Like on the table? No, you have to.
I do like turkey. I really like stuffing, so
yeah,
I'm gonna have to get stuffing.
Really make stuff. Yeah, you like stuffing a lot. So
I'm a big sides guy though.
Yeah, me too. I like lots of sides.
Mm-hmm.
I go crazy with the sides. If I go back for seconds, it's always for sides. It's almost never for like the main meal. What are you thankful for? Share with the good people. They were sharing with us.
Thankful that the goats didn't overrun the place.
We have to be thankful for that every day.
And thankful for family, as always.
Thankful for family.
Had a good year, so.
Yeah. I'm thankful for good health and that you put up with all of it.
It's a big thankful thing.
It's a lot. It is a
lot.
It's a lot of patience and perseverance on his part.
Braxton said we're doing good. It's bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Michigan weather?
Oh, Michigan weather in the morning and Mexico heat in the afternoon.
You know what that weather's called? That's called flu weather. That's what that weather's called.
That messes with your sinuses.
Shoot, buddy.
It goes up and down like that.
Then Darren said we did stuffed rabbit this year instead of a turkey. Stuffing was made with our own bread, sage, onions, etc.
That sounds good.
White gravy afterwards with our own mashed potatoes.
Man.
Isn't that so much better though when you know like 85-90% of the meal just came from like your own hard work?
Yep.
It's fantastic. That connection with your food. So if you guys that don't follow me on Facebook, don't know because did we say anything about it last week?
No, it just sort of went on with
Oh no, because we did Winter
busy.
Survival last week. That's why. We did Winter Survival and it went well past my bedtime with the time change, and I was like,
I was having trouble reading. I was like,
yeah, I was so tired. But I did get a dough. So a week from last Sunday, I got a dough.
It's crazy how the processors here are backed up.
There's so many processors that are not taking deer.
Like you have to basically monitor them on Facebook to see if they're taking deer or not. Because one day they are, then the next day the freezer's full.
Yeah.
And they can't.
There's some that have been like in decades. I have never had to say I cannot take another deer, but I cannot take another deer, which is also very odd though, because I've been keeping up with DNR's records for Indiana, we're nowhere near like where we usually are in harvest for the year.
Must be just our area.
It's just very, very odd. But like in our area, like they're packed full. But I haven't heard back from him, so I think I'm gonna give him a call on Friday and just be like, hey, just want to make sure like you didn't give my meat away to somebody else because it's a lot of meat. Or
biggest risk is they just got lost a tag or something. Trying to figure out.
Or waiting for me to get with them. But
he's been good the last couple of years. So
I love the people.
Yeah, I think
we were gonna process on our own, but I took it on a Sunday, like right before church. And now that we help so much with church, like it's not one of those things like we just like skip. So it would have, and it was pretty temperate that morning. It got up to about 50 or 60, and that's just not enough. I mean, we could have definitely packed her with ice and stuff, but it just would not have been good for the meat to sit like that for a few hours until we could get it home and hung out of the sun. So
definitely.
Yep.
Crazy Life said, I baked a turkey every year, mashed potatoes, turnips, corn, HBC, and Mama's
mac and cheese salad.
Yep. Served with Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, Hawaiian rolls. This guy loves Hawaiian rolls. So does Joe. Like they really love them. We hammer them when we buy them.
Brenda said you take everything that's in the bag if you buy a turkey, like neck and liver, and boil it and then make a gravy. There you go.
That's good though. I like that you don't waste anything like with that type of gravy.
It's like a bone broth type.
Yeah.
Joe Mama said I even smoked diced tomatoes this year and canned them up. Fantastic in chili.
I didn't even know you could smoke like tomatoes. I learned so much from you, Joe.
That'd probably be good in deer chili.
Oh my gosh, I bet it would be phenomenal in deer chili.
Steve said beef, chicken, lamb, and pork are the most popular meats in Australia. We would eat chicken the most, then beef, then lamb. My house really only eats bacon, not pork.
Oh, gotcha.
Speaking of bacon, the price on bacon has jumped up. It's pretty dramatically.
Like 100%. I went to buy some last night because I make stuffed mushrooms every year. That's like my contribution to his side of the family's Thanksgiving. And I put bacon in there, and I figured I'd like to keep a little bacon on hand just for like breakfast.
Hello, Evelyn.
And it was bad. It was more than double what I usually pay for it. Margie says, I am making oyster cracker stuffing this year. First time. Let's see how it goes. I'm interested to see how that goes for you, Margie. Make sure you let us know like in the next live. Evelyn, welcome.
Crazy Life said, thankful that God graces me with life, a roof over my head, good food in my belly, and YouTube.
Yes, that's all you really need, right?
Braxton, last week we all had the flu. I missed the farm because we went to Texas and we were done for a week. Thankful for our farm hands to take care of the animals.
That's so nice when you have people that can kind of step in and help you, because a lot of people don't have that.
That's a lifesaver when you have a farm.
So Southern Sadie, no, we did not make the beanies. Margie our mod in here, she made the beanies. Is it not like the coolest?
She is a sewing guru.
Yeah, or crocheting guru. Yeah, she did a fantastic job.
She made matching scarves, and she also made a hat and scarf for Josie.
Yeah, and Joe loves it. Joe would wear it everywhere, but I'm like, just try to preserve it. Yeah, try to preserve it. Don't tear it up. Don't be like your mother and wear things out in the barn when you shouldn't. So Sweetest Frank said, I think that the lack of popularity of turkey is due to cultural makeup of Australia. We are an English European sort of culture with additions of Italian, Greek, Turkish, and Asia. That makes total sense. Yeah. Margie, you're going to have another house guest. Betty Randall is coming your way for your dish. Yeah. She's coming.
I just said, come on over, Betty.
That's awesome. You got one. Need to butcher. I know, Darren. I know. It would be so much easier.
Talking to them about grinders the other day. We have a grinder on our Christmas list.
So my mom heard us talking about grinders, and she's like, "Well, what do you want? I'll get you guys one for Christmas." So we went and we picked one out. So she's going to get it for us. The list. Yeah, and actually, then I was telling my dad, I'm like, well, I just need some processing tools. I've got most of them, but like I need a couple more.
He had so many like knives in his garage.
10 sets of like.
I was getting a little concerned.
I was too. I'm like, where are these coming from? Why do you have these? Because like my dad is not like an outdoorsy type of fella. Like he has his own hobbies, and there are not a lot of them are outdoor. Cool,
like in the fact that if you ask for something, he might have it, and then he'll hand it to you.
He probably has it. It's crazy.
It's pretty cool. When he runs across a good deal, he'll usually pick it up and just have it handy.
Yes, he does. Angie at Me and You Acre says a friend of ours hit a 9-point last night. Thankfully, he was okay. Deer, not so much. And see, that just sucks too, because like, I hope the car is okay. But sometimes like with those roadkills, depending how they're hit, like a lot of processors won't take them here for obvious reasons. But then like if you process your own, Like it just sucks because you're probably gonna, depending on how it's hit, you're probably gonna lose a good portion of that meat.
Yeah, for sure. Betty Randall said, Margie, not many
many
make oyster stuffing
Mhm.
anymore. I need learn to read.
So it's Margie's first time to make it. Margie, you have a lot of people waiting to figure out if how this went
how it turns
out.
out. Everybody's
So
interested.
you have homework for next week. You gotta let us know.
Brenda Baker said we like Cornish hens instead of turkey.
My mom will do that, or ham sometimes. Sometimes she'll like mix it up and just do like a nice ham.
My mom does like a barbecue chicken.
Yeah, ham is usually done on New Year's though. That's usually when we have ham.
True.
So Patty says my son makes bacon in his smoker. It's the best I've ever had.
Oh.
You guys are making me feel like I really need to get a smoker, especially since we've wanting to process.
So one that was like a grill on top, so you could use it like multi-purpose. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be really nice if you could use both.
Brenda said sweet beanies.
Yes.
Good job, Margie.
And Braxton says, speaking of, I got to go feed these animals. Baby cow Dolly is doing it. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Well, make sure you go feed them.
Yep.
Hello, Rebel Canners. You made it. We're happy you're here.
Haas said, do you have a cuber? My buddy got a Hobart at a yard sale for $100.
I've seen those, and they look amazing.
Hobart's a good name brand, too.
You know, not a lot of like the butchers around here, like especially for deer, do any cubing of any sort. I know that my neighbor that I called the wrong name for years and years and years at my mom and dad's house let us borrow his driveway to load up the deer. And like in return, we got some cubed pieces of deer, and he loves that for his stew. He was talking about it. It was funny. He's like, I used to get cubed venison, and I would make a great stew out of it. So like to repay him, we gave him the cubed meat. But usually most of the processors around here don't really offer cubing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is. Haas, do you have any idea why that is? Like not a lot of them offer cubing for venison. Just wondering if you know that.
Margie said, have to take a picture and send it to you of the stuff.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh yeah.
I would love that because I'm interested to see like how that turns out for you.
She also said my son absolutely loves his smoker. I call him smoker crazy. He is smoking everything.
There's nothing wrong. As long as you get to share in the spoils, Margie, he can smoke whatever he wants, right?
I ain't gonna lie, I enjoy food like meat out of a smoker. It's really good.
Well, especially can't you put in different types of wood or different types of like burning material to get like a different flavor?
Hickory and mesquite,
like apple chips and things like that.
Yep. Karen says my one buddy probably gets about half of his meat for the year from roadkills and a variety of animals.
Yeah,
too.
You can't really knock it. I mean,
it's still
especially if you have the ability to look at meat and know what's not good, what's soiled or spoiled meat, and what can still be used. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I know like that's a huge stigma for some people, but I don't see an issue with that as long as it's clean and it's healthy enough for you to consume.
Brenda Baker said that there are some good electric smokers out there. Our friend had a little Chief electric smoker that worked great. Yeah, I've seen a couple pop up on Black Friday. And speaking of Black Friday, have any of you seen any good homesteading deals?
Yeah.
Like you think would be great for the farm or your homestead, canning, all that stuff.
I'd also like to put together like a gift guide for like homestead, or put out if you guys want to give me gifts.
Like, I was trying to look at Amazon, and it's mainly electronics, so I was like, just not much.
Well, I am looking for like specific like YouTube and filming stuff. I'd really love to get a drone. Yeah. Really, but then I also know like for specific areas.
Deals on stuff though.
Yeah, they did. They did like homesteader or like drones.
Boots.
So homesteading. Okay.
But
I'm talking about drones
stuff too. They had some deals. Feeders and stuff like that too. So
yeah, you don't see a whole lot of like the good stuff for homesteaders. But Valley Vet has me like speed dial.
We did have a Black Friday deal for the homestead. We actually bought a whole set of hives.
Man Lake had a good Black Friday sale.
Yeah, so it was originally, I think, for a full set of hives, it was like $369, and they had it on sale for it was like $249 or $269, like almost $100 off, and then they had free shipping on top of it.
And it was already painted. Yeah. It was already assembled. It was already painted.
To go. You just put it
and
together,
it was like the good foundations. Yeah. Some of you guys that like saw our beekeeping videos, like we had like the yellow, like the waxy foundation, and then there was like a plain black foundation, which the bees hated. So we made sure don't get that again.
The plain black felt cheap.
It did. I hate saying that, but like the bees didn't like it either. So I feel like a lot of those I'm going to probably have to paint with like reused beeswax.
What was it? I think I saw an ad for like 20% off everything at Pigeon Trading Company, and they have bees too.
Do they?
Yeah. That's
I
what
have
I've
not
seen.
looked at one Black Friday ad. That's his thing.
Yeah. But
I
when
don't
I
look
saw
at
that for me and Lake, I was like, that's a must because we
Yeah.
need some extra stores just in case next year we have swarm calls.
I think we probably will, and I honestly think we probably have a hive or two that probably will not overwinter well. If they do winter
fence.
over, we're kind of on the fence. It's 50-50. It could go either way. So Darren says we do our own bacon and ham as well with our smoker. Saves a ton of money. I bet.
Yep.
Haas says they cube a lot around here. Loin fillet
fillets.
cubes and grind the rest. See, and like up here they do. We get in some of the processors you can pick. Like I want this all, and we've seen quite a few people like I just want it all ground.
Yep.
Or I'm like, no, I want as many cuts as you can give me, and then don't waste anything. Grind that crap up and give it to me. Like grind it up, give it to me.
Like a hot dog. Who knows what's in there? Margie said my son uses apple chips a lot in his smoker. That's what you
Does he
mentioned.
like that a lot? Because I always hear people talking about using the apple
I
chips.
I'd give it like a sweet taste because apples are just they're sweet,
Yeah. And then Crazy Life says, I use the roast for stew meat on venison. Made some of it the other night. Hubby has shot about 4 so far.
Oh, wow.
We've got so much pressure where we hunt. We were actually just talking about looking for
a big, like 2
property.
big stand, like not just stands, but they're like little houses.
It's like a little house. And it is not even 50 yards from the stand. I'm like, are you? And this guy has like 50 or 60 yards compared to like the 13 we're hunting on. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Out of all of that, that's where you had, and it is dead set into like where a deer path would cut over onto a property. It's totally changed our traffic this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
Going.
It makes me a little upset. It makes me a little upset. I still got a doe though, so.
Brenda said alder chips are great to smoke fish.
Ooh, that sounds good. Smoked fish.
That'd be good.
Yum.
Said no, I've seen no deals, just ads for normal prices, but limited quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Or some of the hot items actually have a quantity limit. So.
Oh, that's right, Emma. You did win that planner book from Emma's giveaway a week or so ago. That will help you. That'd be super awesome. Abigail Cooper.
That knife was nice. I was like drooling over it.
I know. I was so upset we didn't get that. Abigail Cooper says, yes, go to Best Buy and get one. They are a lot cheaper. Really? Because I'm terrible. I don't like going out places, especially Black Friday. Like, you invade my space, I'm probably going to get redneck. So I do a lot more like of the Cyber Monday. That's probably more my speed. But if you, maybe I'll have to look at Best Buy. If they're a lot cheaper there too, I would really like to get a drone.
Yeah.
Darren says, Rebel Cano says that's a good deal.
Yeah. I think for the high shows.
Yeah, it was a really good deal. We were super happy to get it. I felt bad for the FedEx guy because he's like pulling it off. He's like, oh, what is this? And then Darren says, would love a drone, but other priorities now, like goats and more cows. Those are some pretty big priorities, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think your priorities are in the right place. That's me personally. But
actually, we'd be in heaven if they did Black Friday for goats.
Yeah. It was funny because like in our family chat, he was showing like the Gucci slippers. They were made out of goat hair and they're like $1,000 for them.
Yeah.
And they were super ugly. They
were weird.
It looked like Chewbacca shoes. But I told him, like, in lieu of this, I will accept a live goat. So
yeah,
he didn't think that was funny.
Patty said, oh, that's nice.
That's a good sale. Hello, Mama Burton. How are you? You getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow?
Yeah. That's what we're going to be now. Hello, what is she up to now? Good to have you in here.
Yes.
Mom said the hats look cute.
Oh, thanks. Margie did such a good job. Joe Mama says, gotta run and clean up and get my pies out of the oven. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, Joe Mama. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Crazy Life said, this will be our last hunting season at this property, so we're trying to put a little extra in the freezer.
That's I feel for you, girl.
Like
I really do.
Good spot for hunting, though.
Yeah, 4. We have so much pressure. Like, literally. And then I was sitting in Joe's stand. Huh?
You know where they're moving to?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys still looking for property or in a house? Have you guys landed anything yet? Because I know you guys were on the hunt.
Yeah. Maybe the new place will have to hunting too.
But it's awful because like last weekend Mark went and I went and we kind of switched stands.
I have the worst luck. When I got there, I see nothing.
He never sees anything. I went out there like the other day and was like, there were 14. Like I saw 14 deer. Mm-hmm. He goes out. He's been out twice. He hasn't seen anything. But it was funny because like I was sitting in their stand and I'm like looking way across the ridge. And I'm like, what is that? It looks like a blue tent. So I probably not safe to have done this. I had the safety on, but I pulled up my rifle and just scoped that ridge.
Terribly dangerous.
It wasn't. There's nobody around. It was fine. But it was a ladder on their property, and they're building another stand. I'm like, are you kidding me? How many stands do you want?
A treehouse community.
Well, I haven't seen him in the stand once though while I was out there, which is fine with me.
Brenda says, I love a fantastic recipe for deer meat. If anyone wants it, it's a casserole that's pretty rich, but fantastic with mashed potatoes.
Brenda,
if you want it, send me an email.
I will, Brenda. I want it. I want it.
Oh, we like trying different things with deer.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like that's our main source of protein outside of like the ducks and the chickens right now. I will rarely buy meat from the market unless it's fish, shrimp, or every now and then, like if I want spaghetti with beef.
It's been years since we bought beef.
Yeah, and if I do, it's lean beef because I want spaghetti and I don't want the deer meat in the spaghetti because I just want to change.
You just buy that more hamburger meat.
Yeah. If anything, it's like the small little tubes of hamburger meat.
We haven't bought
spaghetti.
Steaks.
No, we haven't bought steaks in years. Years and years and years. Makes me very happy.
Crazy Life said nothing yet. So
nothing. I hope that right I know it just sucks. I'm so sorry you guys have to go through that.
Hopefully you find something soon.
Hello, Dee's. Gucci goat slippers. Gotta go check this out. Patty, they're wild.
The price tag was
high
wild because they were Gucci.
He said them in our chat. I'm like, ew, what are these?
Let me see if I can find them. Let me get past these foot pictures. My sister said that's what her feet look like anyways after she's out at the barn.
Yeah, like in summer when we're shaving goats.
See if we can see these.
Look at those slippers.
Yeah.
Do you guys want those for Christmas?
I think they're $1,500, and it has a C with a line there. I can't remember.
$1,500 will actually buy you a couple of pretty Canadian goats.
I don't know.
I don't know
what the exchange rate is.
That'll get you two pretty okay goats, Nigerians for sure. What it really will.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be wearing any slippers, much less they're $1,000 like that.
Deez, you're right. You can never have too many deer stands, but in my opinion, you can if you're too close to my property and I can see all of them from my deer stand. I'm like, come on. There's enough hunting pressure out here anyways.
Yeah. Brenda said it's also good with round steak, but she's got to go.
Ooh, that sounds good. Bye, Brenda. Thanks for stopping in and chatting with us.
Patty said, okay, those goat hair slippers remind me of Trump's comb over. They do have that look.
They do, don't they?
Look like you're wearing his hairpiece on your feet when you're walking around. That's funny.
Wrong.
The problem here is you'd probably end up like a sweeper and just.
They would end up like a sweeper because, like, with all the dog hair we have in our
You just walk around and they end up just getting that.
Be like, honey, I need you to run the sweeper real quick. He goes, gets on the slippers and just like walks around the house.
Probably kid with those.
Oh gosh. Sweetie's Creek says we have an awesome butcher here in town. They are connected to a farm and source most of their meat from their own farms. Their Scotch fillet steak is amazing. It's nice when you have like locally like grown and locally run.
Hobbit feet. That's exactly right.
It is like hobbit feet. Darren. Did you call him Haas?
I did say Haas. I was looking at
Darren. I am so sorry.
Speaking of talking to Darren, are there any good Black Friday sales that you know of on our favorite hobby? Because he's got all the insight.
Marky's already been scoping this. I've heard a lot about what he's going to buy.
Deez said, sounds like all my neighbors' stands are right on my property line.
Does that not kill you? Yeah. I'm just like, dude.
Especially when they have like way more land.
Yeah, these like we hunt on like the 13 and they've got 60 plus. I'm like, dude. Like seriously,
like we're not too far off the property line, but we also don't have a ton of space to get far off the property line. So we did try to split it up.
Yeah.
But they like basically have a ton of land and they're around the.
Well, and then like the guy behind us has like 2 acres, and he literally has his like right where in a corner where it's almost on our land and it's facing away. But I know that he's probably, and I've seen the blood and everything. I know he shot deer that have gone onto our property.
We shot that one time you were in there.
I don't even want to talk about that. That made me so angry. And I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't. It gets me so angry. In Indiana, I don't know. I know there's like a right for retrieval, and it's different for all states. But in Indiana, you are not allowed to go retrieve your deer from someone else's property unless you've asked them permission. And this guy just goes like tromping. Like we've done with many of our neighbors. Like except for him because he's got like a sliver of land where I'm like, if my deer runs over there, you can freaking have it. I don't want to talk to you. You can have the deer. Like, that's how I feel about this guy. But just comes tromping like right underneath my stand, shot uphill towards my stand. I was like, I'm done with you. So he shot this deer. It was not mortally wounded. It was just severely wounded. Probably would live through it. But like he got down. I'm like, man, you're going to want to let that deer sit. Like I saw where it's hit. You want to leave him alone. Like I would let it sit if I were you. He's like, no, I hit it good. Like, all right, brother, you're not getting that deer back because it's going to run for miles before it beds down to die. It was awful.
Darren said, project here for next year is a new deer tower. Want it to fit maybe 3 of us so I can get Brigitte and the kids out. That would be
that'd
awesome.
be so fun.
If I had a lot of land, I'd like to have like a big enough space
Yeah.
where we could all just chill out in it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we've seen some of like those pimped out deer stands, like the
People
they're
cooking
just,
in them, I've seen
like,
people cooking
so
them and
cool.
stuff. I'm like, man.
which I'm like, man, it takes away the essence of it. But at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't say no if someone invited me to hunt in that.
Especially if you were out in it a long time. I'm like, it's it.
Like
Because
in the
sitting
rain,
in our
in the
little
cold.
metal stands, like by the end of it, you're like stiff, frozen, like walking back.
Yeah.
It feels like you're just not
like
feeling your
last
feet.
Saturday, where I was like, the bottom of my feet are so cold, I can't feel them.
Darren said, dude, I'll shoot you a PM if I see deals and you can jump on. I didn't get the Magpul sweater yet. It's like an ugly sweater they have out. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah.
It's an ugly sweater knit. So you want the ugly sweater?
I don't know. I've got so many now, though.
And
Ashley loves.
I like toques.
I don't know if I've seen theirs. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
New.
Bye, Haas.
New thing to look up. I know. Hopefully I don't call Darren Haas again.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, come on.
Evelyn said, hope you have a great night.
Take care, Haas.
Yep.
Oh, everybody's saying bye to Haas.
Yeah, everybody likes
He's
Haas.
a good guy. We like him.
/ Santa.
Oh, wait a second. Dee says, my biggest one, you could get 3 or 4 people in it.
Oh, wow.
Dee, if you ever need company.
Yeah. We're always up for it.
Yeah, I really enjoy going out and hunting. I could see the benefits of a box blind, especially with compound bow, where you're trying to wait till the deer gets closer and closer to actually draw, but you're also like kind of gambling to see if it's going to see you draw your bow back. So it's kind of crazy. But so I actually put out a poll on my community tab. I hope some of you guys saw it. Vlogmas is coming. Vlogmas is on its way. And I participated in Vlogmas last year, and I both very much enjoyed it, and it about killed me. But I enjoyed it. It is a ton of work. So basically, I put out a poll, and I said, I want to know what you guys want. Do you guys want me to participate in Vlogmas? And the poll answers were, yes, I loved it. No, too much content to keep up with. And 3, Vlogmas. What is this Vlogmas you speak of? And the overwhelming vote was, what is this Vlogmas you speak of? So I think I need to just kind of share what Vlogmas is. So from December 1st until like the 25th, I will attempt to post a video every single day. I'm not promising you guys every single day this year. It literally almost killed me last year. You can ask him. I'd be up like, I can promise 3 to 4 videos a week. Where right now I'm lucky if I get 1 to 2. Also because I want to push myself to keep filming a lot for you guys because I have slacked with only doing 1 or 2. I try to make them better quality.
Me and you says, I saw it. Have you made up your mind? I'm trying to decide if I should too.
Well, what do you think, Angie? What do you want me to do? Darren, what do you guys want me to do?
Darren, that's crazy.
It was crazy. You can ask him, like, it was intense.
It raised her stress level.
It really did. Especially because, like, I didn't have an external hard drive. So, like, literally.
Margie said any amount of videos makes me happy.
Oh, you're just the sweetest, Margie.
Said, no way I could do that schedule, but once I retire, maybe.
I'm not going to lie, guys. Like, it consumed me.
It's a lot of editing.
It is a lot of editing. And it's super easy to let your quality slide and to kind of film
part of
whatever.
It too, like, the holidays are already busy.
The holidays were already busy.
Like, December, like, we left it pretty open. But now, like
the
last week, like every day on the weekends is like getting
it's crazy
something on the calendar. It seems
it's crazy, and like I found like I was looking for things to film. Like, I was like, I can make one about going to Tractor Supply,
Like Ashley was mentioning the other day that the daylight runs out too.
The daylight
so, like,
does run out.
Here,
you don't have the
6
time
o'clock,
to film.
It's not good camera light to go out.
Yeah.
So,
See, but D's, you could take your camera out with you. You could film hunting. I'm waiting for my processor to get back with me so I can finish my hunting video. And I'm hoping. I was terrible though. Like, I didn't film a lot of like active hunting, like the doe that I shot. Like, I didn't film, but a little bit before that and a little bit after I made my shot, but mostly because like I forgot my tripod that hooks up to my deer stand, and was just like, I don't care.
That one that hooks to your bow.
The Tacticam? Yeah. Oh my god, I would love to have a Tacticam. But that wouldn't have worked anyways because I took her with a rifle.
It hooks to different parts.
Oh.
I'm sure I could rig up something.
Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas. Crazy Life said quality on editing and ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you run out of ideas and you do sacrifice quality because you're trying to put some. I did find though it did narrow me down to like a time.
Some US. I might this Saturday, but can you show that on YouTube? They are picky about it. I know Ashley's had to work around the videos on that.
It is what it is. I mean, the last video I did of hunting, because last year all my hunting videos were swings and misses, or they never came close enough. But it was kind of fun to see, like, just some people really enjoyed, even if like they've never hunted, to just see like the sunrise, like doing a time lapse of the sun rising, or the animals, or the leaves, or the trees. I mean, I had a lot where like does were just like right underneath my tree stand. And I'm like, they're too small. It's beginning of the season. I'm not worried about trying to take this doe. I did take a coyote. I did see a coyote this year, and I'm pretty sure it kept a huge 8-point shooter from stepping onto our property, because right as he came up behind me, like that huge 8-point stepped out and like looked directly at it and just walked the property line. Mm-hmm. And now with like the new neighbor over there with his huge hunting stand, I'm like, I don't even want to try. Yeah. Like, he knew. He had no idea I was there. He definitely gave me 25-yard shots on the property line. And I was like, if he runs over there, I just don't want to have to mess with it. So, but yeah, so you can definitely show it. Now, when Joe shot her buck, she recorded all of it on a scope. Mm-hmm. And I was in an adjacent stand, and I saw the buck coming. So I hit record on my phone. And I kind of combined like her scope material with my material. So like you never actually saw like the deer being shot or falling. And I didn't show dressing because I figured YouTube won't like that. But I did do a chicken.
Plus we were elbows deep in dressing.
Yeah,
so it made it hard.
It's really tough too, because like that's not a clean thing to do. Mm-hmm. Especially if you don't have like a bone saw, which we just got a bone saw. Like usually I'm just like up in there like cutting windpipes and pulling it all out. So like it's just
like gangster.
Well, it's a lot of gore. I mean, gutting an animal, especially like field dressing, is a lot. So that's up to you. I mean, if you get to the point where you feel like you're going to get big enough where you're going to be monetized and YouTube will demonetize a video, especially if it's a high traffic one, then don't show it. I have a chicken processing video where I don't show the dispatching. I just black the screen and talk about what I'm doing. But I do show like the actual handling of the carcass, like preparing it and dressing it. Piece, I process the chickens, and it is what it is. If it's a great viewing piece, that's awesome. It's there for someone to learn, not for me to glean a whole lot from.
You can know that's educational.
It is instructional and educational. Yeah, but YouTube is just so picky about stuff like that, or pew-pews in general. If there's pew-pews in the video, they really don't like that.
Yeah. Crazy Life said holiday ideas for him or for her, review hunting items for hunters, or homesteaders items, kitchen item reviews, cooking something special from scratch, leftovers.
Yeah, the cooking is good too, because like I did Buckeyes last year. We do like lots of little candies and stuff. So I think that's a good one. Those are really good ideas. Yeah. Then Dee's Homestead says, Veterans Day, I had 2 does less than 5 feet away. I wanted to reach out to. Isn't that, but like, that's just like, I get really upset when someone will learn that you're a hunter, or in my word, like, we're conservationists, like we're managing the herd in the wild. And they're like, I can't believe you would do that. And I'm like, do you know how many animals like have just had so close to me? Like you could just reach out and touch them. It's like, I'm just these aren't on the hit list. These aren't what
Mhm.
I'm taking. I'm going to leave these for breeding stock.
Watching
And you're
all the
just
other
there to
wildlife,
enjoy
the
watching them.
squirrels and the birds.
Yeah. Or like coyotes, which that coyote had come close enough. I was gonna
I
take
had
him,
one
but
woodpecker like fly in my face. I think it was
yeah.
thought my
I've
eyes were
had
beetles.
birds land on my bow before, and that's when you're just like, man, I am so stealthy. This bird's on my bow, just chilling and looking at me. I'm not stealthy with squirrels, though. They always spot me. They
Darren
always
said, I
spot
think
me.
there is a camera scope system, Omega Nights,
Omega
or Omega
Sights,
Sights,
IIRC.
if I recall correctly.
Ooh.
He also said, we've tried to limit our dressing videos. I think next time we do a cow, we'll probably film a lot more to show how much work it is.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
actually Fermented Homestead just posted a video today where they were off-grid butchering a sheep. Yeah, she's fantastic. She's just such a cool person.
Mhm.
If you guys haven't been to Fermented Homesteading, obviously she does a lot of fermenting, but today was all about they were processing a lamb from start to finish. And like she put in there, like this is graphic. This is for educational purposes.
Yeah.
And you can put like things like that too, like little blurbs. I do that for goat birth videos because YouTube can sometimes get really weary
touchy,
about like
yeah.
showing the whole process, but sometimes like the whole process is educational. And I always put a warning, hey, this is graphic. If you don't like stuff like this or you're not comfortable watching a live birth, skip to this timestamp, and break it up into chapters so it's easier for your viewers to get past that part. That's just something we do.
Mm-hmm. Crazy Life said, and bow hunting is very difficult compared to guns. Yeah.
It is. It is.
It's
I
a whole
almost
different
told Mark,
level
I'm
of
like,
skill.
I'm going to break down and do a crossbow because I'm so tired of waiting for
Yeah.
him to get close
I haven't
enough.
practiced with a bow in years.
Yeah.
My shoulder's still sore from that.
I don't blame you.
Conservative.
It's rough.
Yeah, it
I
does
really
take a
enjoy
lot of
shooting
practice
bow.
to get comfortable
It
with the
does.
bow, though.
It does.
I got my first one with a bow.
A bow. You
and
did.
then didn't do much after that.
No,
Switched
you've
to
taken everything with
guns after
guns after. So one year he shot his crossbow, but he dropped it on the stand. Like it was one of those
broke
like
the mount.
the mount broke
replaced
and it just
sucked.
it was just like a weird freak accident. He had it like hung on the clip and the clip like snapped like out of
Probably
nowhere.
honestly fell asleep and I slipped on that.
That
And
wouldn't
cool a lot.
surprise
I
me.
sleep good in a hunting stand. If you get nice and warm and out in that fresh air,
It's
like
true. You do sleep really well. But that's how a
Yeah.
lot of falling accidents happen too. Is hunters falling asleep, which is probably good when you have like those those completely enclosed deer stands where it's
And
like
what's
I don't
funny
have
is
to
I'm
worry
already
about
bad
falling.
for it. I don't know if you guys ever do it where you're like falling asleep like on the couch or something and have that split second where you feel like you're falling or dream like you just kick out. That would be
I
like
do
a
that
true
a lot
scenario.
though.
that fall-
He probably witnesses most of that for me
Yeah.
because like I fall asleep a lot faster than
yeah,
him,
should do. So,
and I will just.
Yeah.
So Crazy Life says I use that natural scent I make, so they come very close. I don't
They
know I'm
know
there.
I'm there.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. We were interested to harvest tarsal glands, or even like the urine, because like a lot of times, like the doe that I field dressed, like her kid, like her, she was completely full of urine. Like I thought of like I could totally save this and keep this for a lure. Like there's nothing better than like the real stuff, but. I've heard good things about using the tarsal glands for cover scent.
Patty said, I love Anna's channel. She's a real deal. She is a fermenting friend too. Yeah, Anna was cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. She's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
We got to meet her down at HOA and just was really like a stand-up person. Like I really liked her. Very down to earth. Like very down to earth. It was crazy.
Hence why I want to put a bed in the tower if one of us wants to mill off, or I would be taking advantage of the bed for sure.
Which is funny because like not last weekend but the weekend before for gun opener, like we went out and Joe went with us, of course, and and Joe actually went out with us, and I was telling her, I'm like, I brought my old gear and was like, hey, you can use this because like it's going to be cold. So last year when she went out, it was kind of funny because it was like the opener of gun season. And we told her like, be prepared to go out and not see anything. Sometimes it happens. And of course, like her first experience was like a balmy 50-degree day. And like within 30 minutes, she had a buck on the ground, like a nice buck on the ground. And this year I told her like, it's cold. Like this is cold weather this year.
I bet she ain't watching because then she gets all riled up.
She'll be okay. But it was funny because like she went
blames
out.
Ashley.
She
for-
blamed me because I was like, "Hey, I brought my extra coveralls for her to put on over her stuff, and extra socks." And she just got real mad. She's like, "No, I'm fine. I've got this." I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then like at about 9 o'clock, Mark. It wasn't even 9 o'clock. Sunrise was at 7:30, and 9 o'clock. Mark calls. He's like, "She's really cold. Like she's shivering. She can't sit still. I don't want her getting sick." So we got down, like we got inside. I'm like, "I told you it's cold." She's like, "It's your fault. You let me go out there without the right clothes." I'm like, "I brought you the clothes. You just said no." And she's like at that point where I'm like, "Okay, tween, I'm not gonna fight with you. I'll just let you figure it out yourself." She figured it out herself.
Yeah, it was a cold morning. It was one of those chilly ones where it sort of accumulates as you're going through the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
them and the damp ones are always
the
nasty
damp ones
too.
are nasty. I thought about going out tomorrow since our Thanksgiving is a little bit later, but it is supposed to like pour buckets, which means they'll either move a ton or just get out there and get drenched for no reason. But you don't see them if you're on the couch at home. But I do have to make stuff for Thanksgiving, I guess. Phone's about to die. Going to head out. Night, everyone. Bye, Darren.
Oh, have a good night, Darren.
It has been a cold season.
Unusual.
Did you find that your deer move a lot better when it's cooler, like they do up here? Like if it's going to be cold, they're going to move. And
has anybody checked what the Farmer's Almanac is saying for the winter? I don't think I've.
No, but the
seen
woolly
anything
worms
on
I've
it
seen
yet.
have said, gonna be bad.
I haven't
There's
looked
a
at any
lot of
hornet's
black
nest
on the
either.
woolly worms here.
The hornet's nests are supposedly assigned to if they're
Yeah,
like
they're
low in the
super
tree,
high.
that means low snow, but
Low
if they're
snow,
high,
they're
then
high in the tree. And the persimmon seeds. And I've seen a lot of people posting persimmon seeds, and a lot of them are knives and spoons, which
what about
means
that
like
one? I tried to
knife
build
is.
one on our overhang. That hornet. What would you call
He
that?
wasn't here long enough. He was smart. He knew like up here, like we take care of it. So there wasn't gonna be a
True.
lot of snow.
That's
close
pretty
to the
high,
house. No, it's not. Like right
Yeah.
there, that's not high.
Some of them
It's
I've
like
seen
10
are
feet
pretty
off
close
the
to the ground.
That means there's not going to be a lot of snow. Well, we'll
Okay,
take the
I'll
hornet.
take it.
We will take the hornet that was trying to build its nest right outside of our door.
Yeah,
We'll take
that
its
was
word
fun.
for it. Yeah, we were walking in and Mark's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "That is a hornet's
Yeah.
nest." He's trying to build, and it was a bald-faced hornet. And they're not good for the bees anyways in our area. They're really bad for wiping out hives here.
Yeah.
So
we took care of it from.
I felt bad, but we had to take care. And it was like a ball. Like his nest was no bigger than that. There's only 2 in there, but I'm like, nah, I think we'll just we'll keep you guys under control here.
Crazy Life said, all around us they are building because they sold. Where'd it go? They sold all the farmland. No benning.
Oh, that sucks.
Ours and our neighbors' farms are the ones that are still intact. Oh, bummer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And see, like those people don't understand that either. I'm like, you changed the entire pattern of the animals in this area, and like for those of us that depend on that animal for protein,
where we hunted her parents' land,
it
was that way.
Yeah, it was few and far between seeing a deer.
There was some logging going on, and then just house building around.
Yeah, house building, and we actually had several severe windstorms that had like tons of widowmakers in the area, and I feel like that really changed the deer traffic.
Mm-hmm.
But then after like a couple of falls, it came back. So like last year it came back really well. This year, like every time I've gone out, except for when he's out with me, I have seen deer every single time.
Oh.
Maybe it's you.
Huh? What?
You're the only time I don't see deers when you're out with me.
No.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for him because I'm like, I'll come and be like, I saw this.
Happy Thanksgiving to Patty.
Happy Thanksgiving, Patty. Bye.
Yeah. Margie said, I have a wasp nest in the wall on my porch, and they're coming in the house. I must have killed almost 150. Wow, Margie.
That's not good. Gross.
You have a whole community there. That's scary. Be careful. Yeah.
Man.
And I think if they can get in that wall and keep that warmth, they'll just keep going too.
Yeah. Gross. So deer are traveling all over along with the coyote. Yeah.
It's a mix out there, but you'll see.
Yeah.
Then there's a ton of squirrels in our woods too. I don't know.
Super fat squirrels that don't come out during squirrel season, only during deer season.
Yeah, my daughter was wanting to pick off a squirrel so bad. I'm like, you're using a deer rifle.
You're gonna blow it to pieces.
Yeah.
You can't shoot it with
this.
You won't be able to glean any good out of
you shoot,
hurting it.
You're pretty much done for the day.
Yeah, and that's what she doesn't get either. I'm like, when that gun goes off, like, there's a chance more deer could come, but for the most part, in our area,
we don't have a
they're
large
not going
space,
to.
so
Yeah.
what if you would get?
Yeah. It's been a good season. I mean, it's been a good season for me because I've already taken a deer, but we're really hoping to get one more. And with the colder weather, and now all of a sudden, like a grinder's coming, and we've got more processing tools, we might actually be able to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm hoping for. Hoping to do it ourselves.
Crazy Life said, Turkey, I've been traveling this week.
The season for them is over.
Is over. Yep.
Of course.
Always.
Of course. When deer season ends too, it'll be like, wow, where were you? You know?
Margie said squirrel meat is yummy.
It is.
Her friend made a dish.
She made it was barbecue. She did 2 dishes. She did barbecued and gravied. Both were good. Both were very good. That was like a Friendsgiving, and we did exotic meats. And like for Indiana, that's not exotic, but our friend had people coming down from Indianapolis, which is much more bougie than any place around here. So they were like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Just try it. It's really good." And they're like, "This is wonderful." I'll be like, "It's squirrel." That's our exotic meat down here in this part of Indiana.
Crazy Life said, just put a tarp under them when you hang them.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. All right. Well, you about ready to wrap up?
Yeah, because I still have to. It is on the eve of Thanksgiving. I'm
sure some of these good people are probably cooking meals.
I'm sure they are. I still have to put up chickens. We still have to drag out our trash because our trash service is still running.
Yeah.
And then see, perfect. Because Grace says, "Well, I'm off like a dirty shirt. Happy Thanksgiving. Love y'all and stay safe." Yep. You too, Crazy Life.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed today's live, and we will be here next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will give you an update next week as to whether we are participating in Vlogmas or not.
Yeah. Everyone have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving, and God bless.
Yep.